Hi everyone. If you're watching this video, so you're either probably a teacher or you're planning to become teachers. And since you're into teaching, I'm sure you have heard about CELTA. You're here to find out more about how to pass it. Now, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that yes, I'm going to talk somehow about CELTA, and I say somehow because I have had a video when I talked about CELTA. You can watch it either from here or here, I'm not sure. The bad news is that I'm not going to teach you CELTA. If you want to learn about CELTA, if you want to find out more about CELTA or pass it, you'll have to do it on your own with a tutor. If you're still watching the video after the introduction, it means you do have a background about CELTA and you want to fill in the blanks concerning CELTA. So I'll try to fill in those blanks as far as my experience allows me to do so. The first question to ask is CELTA criteria the same everywhere? Do we have to follow the same criteria regardless of the country? Now, to briefly answer this question, CELTA is like KFC or McDonald's. That's what we were told in the first input session during CELTA course. You have the same recipe, the same photos, the same logo, but the taste and the flavor might differ from one country to another. For many factors, for this kind of soil, ingredients, the climates. So the factors when it comes to CELTA is the teachers. Each teacher is unique. Yes, we do follow the criteria of CELTA, but we do have our own touch, our very own way of teaching. After all, we are human beings. We are not robots, programmed to do the same functions using the same way. So certainly, we have our own touch. To help clarify these points, I asked 3 of my colleagues to provide me with some feedback they had during their observations. They were observed by a CELTA tutor after passing CELTA. They are now teaching. 2 of them were with me in the same group, and the third one was in a different group. Now, these 2 colleagues who were with me, one of them had CELTA Pass A, the other one had CELTA Pass B. If you know CELTA, you have 3 grades: Pass A, which is the highest grade, then B, and then Pass. In some courses, but there are not many, you have Pass C as well. But most CELTA courses, they have A, B, and Pass. So one of the colleagues had A, the other had B, I had Pass. Yes, my CELTA was Pass, so I'm the worst among my colleagues. That's why they are teaching and I'm making videos. The third colleague had Pass, CELTA Pass, just like me, but as I said, he was in a different group during the CELTA course. I'm going to show the feedback they received after their observation during the video. Let's start with photo 1. In some CELTA courses, we are told to prepare handouts with answers. The aim is to save the time of the lesson. After the students finish the task, we give them the handouts to check their answers. Of course, after they have checked in pairs or in groups. Again, I'm not going to teach CELTA, just a reminder. Now, in this screenshot of this feedback, it's obvious that we have a change of taste. Remember McDonald's and KFC. The fact it was a plus in CELTA preparation or during CELTA preparation, it's a minus in real lessons. So this is the first change between course and reality. Now let's move to photos 2 and 3. Both photos are about the same student. So of course I'm using my laptop just to show you the screenshots. We have one student who is struggling, a student who is not having their best day. The rest of the students have no problem. There is no mention, or they're not mentioned in the feedback. So obviously we're dealing with one student who is struggling. Now, during CELTA, we deal with groups, not individuals, which means when we have only one student who is struggling while the others have no problems, we do have to go on. We do have to proceed with the lesson, because spending too much time with one student while others are making progress or are moving on in the lesson might make them feel irritated. They'll become annoyed or impatient, and it's something you wouldn't like to have during CELTA course or even during the normal lessons in real life. Again, remember that you are dealing with groups, not individuals. Dealing with individuals is somehow different. Different in the way you proceed with the lesson, of course, not different with the teaching method of CELTA. In the feedback, which you can see, it's obvious that doing so or following the rules we learned during CELTA preparation or CELTA course is a minus for some of those who are observing you. The last point. During CELTA preparation, I was praised, and my teammates were also praised when we told the students how much time they had left before finishing each activity or each exercise. For some teachers, at least for my colleagues who were observed, who gave me this feedback, doing that was a minus. The observer didn't like what they did, didn't like the fact they told the students how much time they had left. Honestly, I didn't find any piece of evidence or any piece of information from any authentic website that we had or we didn't have to do that. I couldn't find it in any university website. I also couldn't find it in Cambridge website or the page in Cambridge website which told you more information about CELTA, about the criteria of CELTA. I couldn't find any piece of information about this point. What I found was some blogs, some articles written by people who passed CELTA, and they published their lesson plan for other trainees, for other people who want to practice or to pass CELTA. But of course, they could not be considered as authentic sources. Just some people who try to share what they had with other people. And when digging deeper, I found another blog by another person written in CELTA guidance or how to help prepare for CELTA. I'll show you the photo or the screenshot I took from that website. I'll leave the link in the description. So, the point says, think carefully about whether you need to tell the students how long they have for a particular activity. Sometimes it's useful to know, other times it just adds unnecessary pressure on the students. Now, from what I read, that piece of information didn't exactly specify when to use that technique and when not to use it. My personal conclusion, we use it when we have reading or listening activities or exercises, and not all kinds of listening and reading activities. Only the reading and listening for specific information when there is only one correct answer. We don't use it when we ask the students to read for general information or for gist, because they might have more than one correct answer. But reading for specific information, there is only one correct answer. So, after what I showed, we are obviously not dealing with the same dish or the same burger from the same company, but from different countries. What we are actually dealing with is a burger, but from different companies, like KFC, like McDonald's, like Burger King. They are definitely not the same company. So, we have here crispy chicken burger from Burger King, crispy chicken burger from KFC, and a crispy chicken burger from McDonald's. Now, let's imagine that the crispy chicken burger is the CELTA criteria. They are all crispy chicken burgers. What some people say that CELTA is like any one kind, let's take KFC because it's my favorite, like KFC, but in different countries. So, what the taste in KFC in Germany, for example, is not the same as the taste of KFC in the United States, and so on with McDonald's and Burger King. But based on the feedback or the screenshots which we just saw and discussed, we're not talking about same company in different countries. Actually, we are talking about 3 different countries. So the recipe is different. It's not the same. Not the same recipe, not the same flavor, not the same taste. And that's what we're dealing with CELTA when it comes to CELTA criteria. CELTA is the franchise, is the name. But the company is different. What I can suggest is, when being accepted in a company or in courses or school or institute or whatever, I highly recommend you speak with your boss or the person who is in charge of observation. Speak with them, share your ideas, ask them to observe you not only once, but twice and even more. Your mission at this moment or in this stage is to show your eagerness to improve and improve the satisfaction of the observer. To improve the satisfaction of the students or the lessons, it's something which we will discuss later, because I'm not done with my colleagues. I'm still going to talk about them, but in a later video. I'll return to this feedback, I'll return to what they sent me, but I'm not going to discuss it in this video. It will be in the next video. So try to satisfy the observer, try to impress the observer that you are willing to improve, that you are willing to fix any mistakes or any minus points you had in your first observation or even the second observation. So, I hope this video helps you clarify some points, help you overcome some obstacles you have or you may have or you will have in your teaching career. Now it's time to eat what I bought, the burgers which I showed you during the video. Time to enjoy my meal or my meals. So thank you very much for watching. See you there.